This is my typewriter. It's a Royal Futura 800 from the 1950s. The biggest selling point for this typewriter was that it had magic columns, which meant that you could set your columns on this typewriter. So when it dings when you get to the end, and you could just push it back and it would magically go back to the columns that you had set. When I got this typewriter, I actually had to somewhat restore it because it was, you know, it's like 70 years old. Some of the keys, they would get stuck. Sometimes they still do, and you can bend them a little bit to adjust them, and that's what I've had to do. Now today I'm going to teach you how to clean your typewriter. So you want to open this up, and by doing that you can press the Royal button and the top pops open like so. And you can see that I have my ink reels here. We're going to take our washcloth, because you need a washcloth, a toothbrush or some kind of small brush, and a cup of water, and that's all you need. Some people clean typewriters with oil, but in the long run that's just not as good because it'll make the metal rust. Now the reason that you will want to clean your typewriter keys, which are these keys that pop up like so, you'll want to do that probably depending on how much you use it. If you use your typewriter every single day, you probably want to clean it at least once or twice a month, because what starts to happen is as these keys push through the ink reels onto the paper, they start to get ink residue on them, and that builds up. So for letters like A's, O's, zeros, they start to fill in where the empty spaces should be, and it starts to look a little bit messy on your paper. What you're going to want to do first is take your washcloth and try to, as gently as possible, place it underneath your letters and numbers, all of your keys. Make sure that you securely have that washcloth under your keys so you don't get any water inside of the typewriter. And then take your toothbrush, give it a little swirl in the glass, wipe off the excess on the washcloth, then start gently scrubbing the keys to try to get all of the excess ink off. Try to dab off the keys as much as possible. I made a rookie mistake. I got some water on my ink ribbon, so you'll see that in some clips. And then remove your washcloth. Dab off the keys one more time just to make sure without that washcloth under there. What I like to do is check each individual key to see if it needs to be adjusted at all. If I might have knocked it out of alignment during the time I was putting the washcloth under. And I did have a few keys. It's pretty tricky to realign them. Just try your best. Your letters should be pretty crystal clear, no more ink buildup. Glad you know more about typewriters and how to clean them.